Conspiracy with Sam Tripoli.
Sam Tripoli.
Mr. Sam Tripoli.
With my friend Ryan Davis.
Hi, Ryan.
We're the first gay couple of conspiracy theories.
I think it's beautiful, man.
Hold up there, partner. Say that again. It's some mystical, deep, dark realm. Crazy shit.
Wake up, Aaron. There's reptile people everywhere.
Hey, man, where's the truth there, dog?
Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted.
And welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Hat. How are you folks? As you guys can tell, we're not back in the normal bunker. Joining me is my co-host, as always, Ryan Davis.
Sam, good to be in the bunker.
Glad you are here, my friend. Glad you are here. And joining us in live from the Comedy Store, he's got a new album coming out, and he'll be performing in the main room at Comedy Chaos, the one and only Eddie Bravo.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, bud?
Is this on?
Yeah, it is
Are
on.
you sure?
You're killing it.
Okay, do I need headphones?
No, you don't need headphones.
Oh, cool.
This is like, we are just guerrilla styling this, dude.
Is this working?
Yeah, it's
How do you know it's even
100%.
on? How do you
Because I
know
can
it's
see
on?
that the voice, see, every time you talk, the voice shoots up.
Yo.
Yes.
Yo. Okay, rewind it.
You are great. So listen, welcome. You're a stand-up comic. You did the Comedy Store. You did my other show. You did the main room, sold out.
I'm not. It's weird. I don't know. It's hard. Like, am I a stand-up comic? I went up twice in the last 17 years. I did both your shows. I did.
Yeah.
And it's been like 17 fucking years. So, and I was never really. I mean, it's like a weird thing. It was. I wanted to be a rock star. My whole life.
Right.
I've been producing music since I was 10.
Right.
That's everybody that I grew up with. My entire gigantic Mexican family, they all knew me as this wannabe rock star. I was the only guy in a gigantic Mexican family from Santa Ana, California, with long hair. I was into Slayer, Metallica. I was a satanic Hispanic.
Oh, this is great.
I was one of the original. You know, I wasn't trying to be I was not known as like a fighter or anything like that.
Right.
My family?
Yeah.
My brother? Are you kidding? He enjoyed humiliating me and beating me up.
But did that kind of drive you to become great at jiu-jitsu?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
It had nothing to do with it. I didn't start jiu-jitsu until I was 24. I was already out of the neighborhood I grew up. My whole family. I moved away at 21. I moved to Hollywood to be a rock star because I had been this wannabe rock star, played drums in speed metal bands and like Metallica and Slayer and shit throughout my teens. And I was like a fucking atheist, Mexican, long hair, writing satanic lyrics about nuclear war, playing speed metal drums.
Right.
I'm like, I'm gonna fucking take over the world.
Right.
You know, I believed that I would own the music business. I believe that as playing the worst music ever.
Do you ever go back and listen to your old
It wasn't even
stuff?
like I have all that. It's embarrassing that I would never let anybody listen to it.
Why?
It's
That
really,
might be fun to listen
it's
to.
really. Every now and then something will leak out. Something will leak out every now and then. But it's really bad. It was like third-rate Slayer ripoff. Shitty musicianship.
Speaking of Slayer, my girlfriend is she is producing Slayer's new their new concert film. That's
Fuck yeah.
Out in Orange County, it's gonna be done. So stand-up wise, how do you think it went when you did your first stand-up? And then we'll get into some satanic shit.
Let me get the music to comedy thing over. So anyways, grew up, my whole family knows me as a musician. I decided at 21 I'm going to move to Hollywood with my buddies and we're going to do it right. We're in Orange County, Santa Ana, where they put all the Mexicans.
Yeah.
They had to have someone to cut
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, not that great. I'm a terrible Mexican.
Un poquito.
I'm a terrible Mexican. I'm a
Are you a coconut?
Shameful Mexican.
Coconut.
You know what I mean? When like with this whole Trump thing going on, you know, Mexicans are like fucking out marching. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what? Where are you gonna? You're acting like they're gonna put you in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
Be like, where are you from, Cancun? They're gonna send you back to Cancun. Your mom's from Cancun, your dad's from Acapulco. Get the fuck out of here. You're angry?
Yeah.
What the fuck? We try to vacation in those spots.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, I don't see their point. Like, Donald Trump is gonna send us back to my tia's house in Cancun.
But what they don't
I'm
understand...
gonna have to go back to working at the bars with all the American drunk chicks and serving them shots. And and having
Doing the whistle?
doing the, oh, I'm gonna have to go back to that. Are you kidding me?
It's
Are
so-
you?
Yeah.
Trump wants to make a border, everybody out of border. Go try living in Japan. See how? Good luck with that. Oh, you want to live in Japan? Oh, I want to have chopsticks. Good luck with that.
What about the fact that Mexico has a border on their other end to keep out like the El Salvadorians out?
He wants to make a border. Oh my God. That's how bad I am. I don't even see. I'm like, damn. All you gotta do is just cross the motherfucking border again.
Yeah.
You think you just cross the border again? My grandfather crossed the border illegally. He had 10 kids. Come on, man. He raised 10 kids on cutting grass.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Trump he's gonna send the criminals back to Mexico. He's gonna just send them back and not give them a chance. He won't give them a chance. Trump won't give the criminals a chance. What's wrong with him?
What is your take on the whole Russian gang and how my opinion is that they just keep changing the narrative, where the original narrative was the Russians hacked the DNC and the RNC and only released the DNC. Now they're so dumb in the way, or they're so smart in the way that they've done no part of the story about the RNC. No one's come forward and said, oh, my things got hacked or anything like that, because they know nobody will play along and it will destroy their whole facade. So they just say nothing about the RNC's hacking, because that was the whole thing, that they hacked both sides and only released the DNC. There has been no charade or anything talking head going, I got my server at the RNC got hacked. There's been nothing about that.
You know, it'd be a great movie.
What?
A movie about CNN and them trying to keep it together.
And they just keep shitting the bed.
As fake news. Like, they're just like, okay, we gotta get, you know what? I heard his son talk to a Russian.
Yeah.
I heard he talked to a Russian. Someone said he talked to, they're just like grasping for Russian. Comey got in front of the world and said, we couldn't find any connections with Trump and Russia.
Comey actually...
He said that, and Russia still goes, Trump is making some hasty decisions based on the Russian controversy.
You know,
Didn't Comey just say he lied about all that shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
What Comey said was that they didn't even get to look. The whole thing goes to shit. Well, first of all, he said he did not pressure me. He asked me, he basically said, it would be cool if you didn't investigate this, which who wouldn't ask that? You're his boss. Second of all, he specifically said he did not pressure me, which should end the Mueller, whatever his name is, investigation right there, because that was it. Mueller was supposed to investigate whether Trump had pressured Comey to investigate. Comey came out and said no. And the worst thing is Comey said that the FBI did not get to look at the servers. Right there, it's game over for me, because let's say there's a murder, and who do you call? You call the cops, but you don't let the cops look at the murder scene? It's ridiculous.
You know, that what you're talking about that's the most beautiful thing about the Illuminati. Man, they could just say they know. They already know. They already know. They go, listen. They're gonna say a lot of terrible shit about you. They're gonna run you through the fucking ringer. Nothing's gonna happen.
And you're gonna make a ton of money on the end.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a ton of money.
They're gonna talk about fucking pedophilia on you.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about you raping You know, that's what I think. Like when you think about Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson, and Michael Jackson, you know what I think about that? I think that
Brothers like to get weird for 1,000.
No. You know what I think they're all part of the club.
Yeah.
There's that giant club, the Illuminati club.
Yeah.
Giant club in the sky. Again, I'm crazy, so this is just me speculating.
Hey, dude.
This
That's
is,
why you're here.
You know, you want me to speculate? This is what I think.
That's what this whole
I'm gonna
show's
speculate.
about, speculation.
And I
That's
don't
all
know
we do.
shit. I don't know
We're
shit.
28 episodes
People
in, we're
talking about,
speculating.
I don't read books, you know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, if you read a book, it's a guaranteed truth. You read that book, read it, it's true. Or else it wouldn't be on pulpit paper.
Yeah.
It can't be unless it's true.
Yeah, books were the original internet.
Is it illegal to lie in a book?
No, I don't think so.
It's not, but it's crazy how no one does.
I love how everybody shits on YouTube, but they're like acting like all the information.
Read a
is
book! Read a book! It's written. They typed it on paper. They typed it on paper, dude. Are you kidding? Read a book! Read a book! And memorize it! They typed it. Dude, trust me. I know. Believe they typed it.
Right.
It's typed. Is it typed for real? Can it be proven that it was typed? Dude, trust me, I know it was typed. They typed it. Did they really typed it? Fuck, okay, I gotta believe it. Was it like a computer typewriter, one of those things? Fuck! I don't believe it. I just don't trust that. I don't think it was typed. I don't think it was typed. It's too crazy that they typed. How would they get the type? Where would they get the typewriter?
It's so deep.
You know
dude.
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like lying in
They
propaganda.
typed it. Trust me. Why don't you believe they typed it? I just don't believe it. I just can't believe it. Actually, how did they type it? Can they prove they typed it? They typed it. It's font on paper. They typed
So it's
it.
gotta be real. So interesting.
I want to believe you.
I mean, look at the Bible.
I don't know.
There's some crazy.
It's just so hard to believe them that they actually typed it. They
Yeah.
lie about everything.
Yeah. You don't think they
But
typed
if you
it?
say they typed it,
Hey, somebody had to type it. Somebody had to type that.
wouldn't it be weird if you could type something that wasn't true? That would be fucking
No,
weird.
there
Is
is
that even possible?
mind reading
That's
is
not
gonna
even
happen.
possible.
Who knows where
Tesla
we're
said
at.
it was possible, but I think he was full of shit in that sense. There's no way you could type something and have it be alive. How could it be alive?
I don't know.
Unless it wasn't real type, unless it was green screen.
Right.
That shit, they green screen that shit.
Have you seen the new technology?
They use like harnesses. Maybe it isn't type. I don't know what to believe.
Have you seen the new technology where they can control your mouth? They can make it look like you're saying whatever they want you to say.
the facial
Like,
recognition
and that's
function.
just what we've gotten out right now. That who knows
Dude, if
what
they-
the deep
you know-
state has beyond. They're 20, 25, 30 years ahead of that.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding
With
me?
the shit they've pulled off already,
Yes.
dude, technology's gonna take. People are just too dumb. People are like, they're believing. I mean, they believe the pictures of Earth from space.
Yeah.
They believe that shit.
Right.
They look at but the Japanese look at their space agency. They got pictures of behind the moon that is lit. The moon's lit, and then it's such a beautiful picture of Earth that looks like Avatar. It's so beautiful. You know what I mean? What about that? People are going, what about that? They're saying, what about that? There's no fucking hope. People are defending the Japanese pictures of Earth from space.
Yeah.
That's scarier than Flat Earth. Flat Earth, you thought that was the scariest? No.
Why is that
People
scary
will
to you? That
look
they're
at the-
defending? Why is that scary to you?
It's almost like we have no hope. I want to join them. I want to jump ship. I want to join the Illuminati. I want to join them.
Have you ever?
But they got it under a few conditions.
Yeah.
We got to make some changes.
This is the casting couch.
We gotta make
Pitch
some
to the
changes.
Illuminati.
pitch
Pitch
to
No,
to the
listen.
Illuminati. Pitch to them.
Listen. I am
Pitch.
so not interested in battling with like those dudes. that
Like
are
the Illuminatis?
No. Like the regular dudes that are just so I'm gonna fucking defend government science.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude.
Dude, I so don't want to argue with them. I'm like, I look at you. That's why I was talking about Tower 7. I said, what do you think about Tower 7? If you think Tower 7, if you think that was a controlled demolition, then we could talk.
What about Building 6? Building 6.
Man, that's even deeper. But even Tower 7 is the most obvious one because we have multiple angles, video. Can you fucking imagine? Can you fucking imagine if the O.J. Simpson case, if there was video of O.J. killing both of those motherfuckers?
It happened nowadays.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
It would just be open and shut. There wouldn't be no glove. There wouldn't be nothing. If there was a security cam that caught OJ killing them, there would be an open and shut. Yeah, we have Tower 7, multiple camera angles, and then the government just goes, check this out. Check this out. Watch, everyone's gonna play. This is hilarious. What are you gonna say? Tell them it got hot with fires and then it just fucking exploded. And then it just exploded. I can't say that. You got it. I was gonna say there was a fucking. Okay, I'll say that. Okay. And then the guy from NIST, the head of NIST, comes out and he comes out and says, after 8 years of like, what the fuck happened? Like, we have 5 angles of this motherfucking tower collapsing at free fall speed.
Yep.
What the fuck happened to that?
Yep.
You know what I mean? What the fuck happened to that? Why are you guys ignoring this?
There are two
Why are you
things-
ignoring this? The fact that that's why you bring it's so obvious with Tower 7. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's so obvious that we go there. That's what I'm doing. If you're already if you haven't heard of Tower 7, then we could still talk. Maybe there's hope for you. But if you know about it, you looked into it.
Why do you think real
You're
quick,
hypnotized.
Why?
You're hypnotized.
Why do you think that people can't come to grips with maybe they didn't cause the government caused it? I like to call it more of a chaperoned event, meaning that maybe they planted the seed and then they kind of chaperoned the event to let it fucking happen. Like
At the very least,
like with this guy who
I mean,
just
that
got
would
busted. This guy just got busted who was going to shoot up the gay pride thing after the Orlando thing. He just got interviewed and they released WikiLeaks released what he testified to or what he said in his interrogation. And he was basically told that by the FBI, they gave him weapons. They told him to defend Islam and to go in there and cause chaos. And well, it's very funny because we're putting out this episode before our next episode, which would be, we had a guy from the Satanic Temple on, and it opened up with when he didn't know the name of the podcast, and which was Tinfoil Hat. And he basically, he was like, oh, Tinfoil Hat, what are you guys, conspiracy people? And we're like, well, yeah. He goes, are you guys one of those it was so interesting. He goes, are you guys one of those Sandy Hook guys? The Sandy Hook guys who terrorized the thing? I go, I found it so interesting that a satanic guy is called the conspiracy theory people crazy. And what was interesting about the interview, and you'll hear it, this is coming out tomorrow, you'll hear that interview on Thursday, is that he always talked about the misinformation and the what was the word I was looking for that I couldn't come up with before?
Smear campaign.
The smear campaign of Satanism and the devil worshiping and all that stuff. Yet he totally bought into it, and I kind of told him, like, you're naive. You don't think there's been histories of false flags in this country, not just this country, but throughout time of like fake attacks to get the population to get behind them.
People get. I mean, it's so ridiculous for me. I mean, if you think about even the craziest skeptics of them all, at this point in time, Operation Northwoods, even Joe Rogan, he's all over Operation Northwoods. He's not touching any conspiracies, but he is really vocal about Operation Northwoods. And Joe is super not conspiracy. He's not fucking with any of that shit no more.
Can he at that level? It's so hard.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. But he's not fucking with them no more. But he does fuck with Operation Northwoods. So,
and if anybody's listening, what is Operation Northwood? We've talked about before, but in case someone's tuning in for the first time, Operation Northwood is we're basically a paper a plan got to JFK's table.
Yeah, when operation means, generally it means like some kind of CIA plan.
Yes.
And there's an operation.
Military, industrial, military,
Fishbowl.
industrial.
Yeah, it's like a military thing too. Maybe it's not just a CIA thing, but it's either only a CIA thing or a military thing too. It has to be probably just considered a military thing because I think Operation Fishbowl and Operation High Jump was probably done before the birth of the CIA. So I'm not sure about that, but Operation whatever, Operation Paperclip,
Deep
Operation-
State. There's military, industrial.
This is a
complex.
plan that has been written out. They had to write this shit out.
And it got to JFK's desk, and basically what they wanted to do was fake attacks on airliners to blame it on the Cubans to get America behind a war to invade Cuba.
Yeah, and
There's
there's
going to be drones, too.
yeah.
Drones,
Yeah.
yeah. And they were
There's-
doing drones way back
False
then.
flag is it's old school Empire 101. It's real. The government, if they want to attack country A, they have fund some operation to attack ourselves and blame it on country A.
ISIS.
To get everybody on board to kill or to go after country A.
It's the foundation of our country.
If you're not doing that, if every country's not doing that, you guys should be fucking fired, you dumb motherfuckers. That's basic ass Empire 101. You learned that in kindergarten. You try to fucking
It's
build
the
an
Tea
empire.
Party.
Are you kidding me? That's old school shit. You guys aren't doing that? Tell me a country ain't doing that shit, and I'll show you a third world ass country don't got shit. Who's being
Yeah,
run by
I mean
us.
there are some countries that aren't doing that, but they aren't trying to be world powers and basically run the planet and all that stuff. But basically, I mean ISIS. I mean through time we found that ISIS is was created by the CIA, funded by the Saudis, armed by us, and they go into countries. Someone put out this really great graphic that showed the countries that we are allies with have not ever been attacked by ISIS. The countries that we have problems with all have been attacked by ISIS.
Well, it's obvious. So this is exactly what I'm saying. And then you take that bullshit, and then you find out that the Pentagon got busted spending like $500 million on making fake terrorist videos.
Oh yeah, by the that's a great story that
Come on,
really
so-
got swept under the rug,
Yeah,
which was
nobody
famous-
nobody reported on it, and so that's obvious that everyone's in on it. When you see that, a retard can see that because no, if the mainstream media is not reporting on some real epic shit,
yeah.
they're connected to it. It's simple.
So basically what happened was that it got out that somebody actually at this PR firm came out and told everybody that the CIA paid this very, very powerful and prestigious PR firm to create the ISIS beheading videos. And there's actually someone shot them shooting it against a green screen with the sand and all that stuff. And that, not that they've never beheaded, but when they beheaded all the white guys, are like, they got Tom Earl from blah, blah, blah. That was it. Now, I know Perlman, that New York City guy was there, that probably really happened, but there were a lot of these videos that got, like, for a while there, I was talking about, you know who's the greatest social media person? ISIS's social media guy was killing it for a while. I was like, this guy's on fucking fire. He just knows how to get his content everywhere. And then you find out that there's a fat check that went along with getting all that stuff out. And a lot of people, they don't want to believe anything unless it comes out on the three-letter networks. And then the alphabet networks, they call them. They unless it's told by them. But you have to understand something. Like Jimmy Dore talks a lot about this. If you ever watch the Jimmy Dore show, he talks a lot about how Rachel Maddow, right? She makes $30,000 a day doing her show. A day. Do you think she's gonna do anything to rock that boat? Do you think she's ever gonna go off on her own? Or she understands that she won the lottery, and it's not sports. I could take her out and put another power, good-looking lesbian in there to read a teleprompter and tell you what the deep state wants you to know. This new thing that is these verified checks on Twitter. All these people have verified checks. These neoliberals have these, and they just call for, like, they beat the drums of war. They call for Trump to be thrown out. They're the anti-fascists now. And the truth is, it's astroturfing. And if you don't know what astroturfing is, that's where a fake movement is done through the internet. They make fake profiles, all this shit, and they put out. And these people with these neoliberals with these blue checks by their name on Twitter, they just spew out this propaganda they want to get done. That will never affect them personally. They will call for war constantly, knowing that they will never fight that war.
Professional trolls.
Professional trolls.
Yeah, that's the movie. You know, CNN is part of it, and all the liberals and all the.
I mean,
fake
Jeff
shit.
Zucker's
All the
from
fake shit.
Harvard. There's no more in on that one. Harvard and Yale make up, every person on the Supreme Court is from Harvard or Yale. Almost every single president is from Harvard and
It's a
Yale.
club. I want into that club. There's a lot of cool shit about
Open
the
a
Illuminati.
jiu-jitsu place in Harvard.
Are you kidding? The Illuminati got a lot of cool shit. They got to stop fucking kids. They got to stop that.
Which was very interesting. I don't want to do too much of that interview, but
Once they figured that out, I won't join unless they stop that.
that's the rule. Stop fucking kids. That
Hey,
doesn't
listen,
seem like
I want
that's
to
what
join.
it's for.
I want to, dude. I want to be in charge of CNN. Give me that shit every now and then. I want to come up with some shit. I will fuck people up. I want to do that shit. I like trolling motherfuckers. I like getting away with some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll build another guy. I'll build like a new space station. It's like 10 times bigger. And dude, trust me.
What do you think about, we got some stuff we want to talk to you about 9/11, but what do you think about the government who says we don't have enough money to pay for health care for everybody, is now just did a giant like $100 billion, $200 billion program to start funding military space operations.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. They're
Right?
brilliant. I would do that. If I was in the Illuminati, brilliant.
You'd fight aliens
Are
in
you
space?
kidding?
With
Fuck yeah.
10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, you ever been to Russia?
I've never been to Russia personally, but there are Russians who are.
So if you're able to get over to Russia, you could take one of those MiGs, and they would take you up in a. Would you take one of those planes that would get you up above the
no.
ionosphere so you could
Fuck
see
no.
for yourself?
You don't want to go that far
Like,
I don't wanna
I saw him
see
do
it.
it on the Wild Boys.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
No?
about space.
I'm not trying to go to Antarctica or nothing like that. Listen.
Why don't you want to go to Antarctica?
I don't want to go.
Why?
Because I'm fucking just a sitting duck.
You think they'll kill you?
Either someone's gonna kill you, or what if the flat earthers are right and it is just an infinite flat plane? You know, the funny thing about that is people have no problem believing in infinite balls. It's like infinite balls, yeah. Infinite balls, infinite plane, you fucking retard. Infinite balls.
What do you mean by
as long as
infinite
it's-
balls? I've never
like
heard
planets,
that.
like just the universe is infinite.
Just goes.
Yeah,
Just goes.
Planets forever, stars forever.
Yes.
Infinite balls.
Right.
Yeah.
Infinite-
Infinite plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Infinite balls, yes. Infinite plane, yeah.
Okay.
I often wonder if like the flat earthers are maybe just mistaking simulation theory.
What's your thought on
That we're in a-
simulation theory?
That we're in a holographic universe.
Maybe, I don't know.
So maybe
All I know is this. All I know is whatever the mainstream media is saying, it's not it's the other side. What is the other side saying? It's always that. It's the mainstream media is never saying the right shit.
Right.
Never.
When did that start? Always?
Ever.
Has it
Never.
always been like
Never.
that? That's what television was created for.
So
radio?
like when everyone's pushing global warming, we need to stop global warming. I'm on the other side. The other side is that's just a fucking tax scam. You're scamming everything else. You follow the money real quick. That's a tax scam. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a carbon tax. Oh, let's scare everybody with global warming. Who's behind that shit? Al Gore? Come on, man. Already you're like, come on, man. That guy's a criminal. And he's the dude. So whatever they're all collectively saying, like
his daughter married a Rothschild.
everybody collectively says something about North Korea, like Kim Jong Un,
Who doesn't
got a
have a
haircut,
federal
and then everyone had to have
centralized
the
bank.
same haircut. Everybody pushed that story. Remember that story?
Doesn't have a centralized bank.
Maybe. Who knows what North Korea is? I think North Korea is just a prison camp of actors. They're forced actors. I think that I don't know. All I know is whatever they're all collectively saying, like Kim Jong-un just got a haircut and he like shaved the sides, and if you don't get that haircut, you go to fucking prison forever.
That's some crazy shit.
And then
That's some
everybody
Godfrey
jumped on it,
shit.
and then you look into it, it's all bullshit.
Now let me ask
Everybody's
you
into. So basically, anytime the mainstream media agrees on
Tells you
something
something.
overall,
Yes.
it can't be the truth.
Right.
It can't be.
I respect that.
You can never look at a CNN headline and ever think they're looking out for you. It's some kind of shit that's looking out for them.
Do all the
That's
players at CNN know that, or do they think they're doing a real good job, or are
Everybody
they
at
in on it?
CNN, maybe at the low level, like the cameraman don't need to know. I think everything generally, when you're running an empire, fucking trying to dominate, everybody's on a need-to-know basis. Like, that's always the fucking number one rule. You know what I mean? We're trying to run a fucking empire here. It's not good that everybody knows everything.
Yep. Okay,
That's
let
not
me
good.
address that
How's
real
that
quick.
good? Explain to me how that's good. I think it's good. Because are we going to get more power if everybody knows everything?
No.
Explain to
that's
me
a
that we're going to get more
wonderful
power. Explain to me, prove to me that it turns out that we're going to get more power if everybody knows the truth. Then I'll tell them the truth.
I've had people come up and say that to me, and they go like, well, wouldn't somebody come out and say something? And we've had that, and these people get demonized. Look at Bill Cooper, right? Is that his name? The Behold the Pale
Everyone's getting
Horse?
suicided. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
everyone's getting
We had a
suicided.
couple
The guy's
days
life
ago.
went to shit. They made his life miserable to the point where they ambushed him and kill him. Listen, I was talking to Tom Segura like that. He's like, wouldn't someone come out? I'm like, dude, to move up these levels, it's like they go painstakingly through the details of your life. They are spying on you. NASA, you don't get to the top of NASA or the top of wherever you're working at within the government, the Federal Reserve, Wall Street, unless they know exactly everything about you, your fucking soul, everything. So if you show even an inkling that you won't play ball, you don't get moved up and you get thrown out.
Fuck yeah.
And the guys who move up, so when you get to the highest levels where you know all this
Entertainment
shit's
as
going
well.
on,
Entertainment.
you gotta play ball. I mean, there's guys I watch, I go, I wouldn't doubt it that motherfucker is a pedophile. And I talk to you, and I'm not going to say their names. I watch these guys. They're these beta dudes with these feminine fucking traits who just moved very quickly in this town. And you're like, huh, sums up. Like, have you heard the...
Somebody suck some dick.
Daniel Tosh... I don't care if you suck dick. I mean, I'm talking kid dick, though. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's what I'm
Daniel
talking about,
Tosh
too.
did a big thing on YouTube about these children, these really creepy YouTube channels that are kid shows. But if you watch them, they're very fucking pornographic. And you're like, and Daniel's like, 10 billion views on these videos. You don't think that the fucking government finds out who clicks on these videos and starts watching these guys, and maybe one of these dudes suddenly like, hey, I think I'm gonna run for office. Boom. We're gonna fast track this motherfucker because he likes fucking kids. And we're gonna put him in a weird fucking place, and we're gonna film him. There's a famous producer that used to do that, who would throw these coke and hooker parties, and then when it came time for you to renegotiate your fucking contract, he'd throw a video of you fucking licking some tranny's asshole. And he's like, okay, you're gonna take this number or else it's gonna get out. It's systematic, dude.
It's all blackmail.
It's all blackmail.
Yeah, that's how you would do it. That's the genius of it.
Look
The
at Chuck
genius of it.
Schumer.
Hey,
Look
if
at
you
all
let
these
me
guys. They're so feminine. They have feminine, super feminine, and that's not against gay guys or trannies or whoever you are, you do you. But there's something going on with these guys that they get very high up. Like that Lindsey Graham. Does anyone think he's not a flaming gay? Lindsey Graham, the Southern Republican guy who talks with a lisp, and every time he opens his mouth, a purse falls out. I mean, are we actually not thinking this guy has done some shady shit to be the voice of everything?
Most people don't know that.
Allegedly.
Most people don't know that. You know what's a trip about those 6 moon missions? Check this out. I just thought about this the other day. Isn't it fucking weird that every moon mission had different astronauts? Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and that other dude, and that third dude, they go up, they do the impossible, the most dangerous thing of all. They fucking land some shit on the moon. They can't even launch rockets on Earth that good. And then you're gonna launch a rock, you're gonna launch something from the moon. and then you trash everything and get rid of all the data. Come on, man. Come on. So that was like 1969. So can you imagine Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin when they found out they weren't going to go up like for the second mission? Why wouldn't you send the same motherfuckers? Because the guys that actually did it have the experience.
Yeah,
they've done it. They've been there. No, let's fucking experiment every mission.
They drove a golf cart on them. They were doing donuts on the moon.
Yeah.
Like, how does that, like, I look at those, I see that, I'm like, they were boning out doing some like Dukes of Hazzard shit.
Even skeptics these days are going, but they're going, yeah, this is what skeptics are saying now. They're going, yeah, they probably faked the moon missions, but you know what? It's a different time. Russians and stuff were powerful. We had a race with the moon. And so, like, wait a minute. You were just saying I was a nut 3 years ago. And now you're like, yeah, they probably faked it. But, you know, the Russians, bro. The Russians.
No, I'm with
It
you,
was a
dude.
race. Like, bitch, don't change that shit.
The
You
weirdest
fucking said I
thing-
was crazy 3 days. You say you were wrong, motherfucker. Don't say, oh, you like you knew it the whole time.
That's-
Like you knew it the whole time. Like now with
worse than
chemtrails.
that.
Now with chemtrails. Now they're like, oh yeah, dude, they're just doing some weather experiments.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, you said that was the tinfoil crazy shit 8 years ago, and now it's like, yeah, if they're doing it to save fucking planet, it's for global warming. It's not a secret, bro. It's not. They've been talking about.
If I said to
They've been
you,
talking
if
about
I
it. It's not a
said to you,
secret.
Eddie, or anybody, you, Ryan, if I said to you, boxing is corrupt, 99% of the population would say 100%. And I go, why is it corrupt? And they'll go, because it's money, they're making money, they're doing this. I'm like, what about the biggest sporting event in the world? War, space, government. That's the biggest sporting event in the world. We're talking the Pentagon has either lost or spent $13 trillion since 9/11.
And that's another beautiful thing.
Is
Jesus
it?
Christ. Are you kidding? They could just say, hey, we're missing fucking 2 points.
No, there's no accounting
We
to
don't
the
know where it's
Pentagon.
at. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. And then that's it. And then everybody's just like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. They could just say it. They know, like, getting back to OJ, Michael Jackson, and Bill Cosby. They were they were high level. You know,
Right.
they were about as high level. They were up there rubbing.
But are
shoulders.
you saying
But
to me
no, what
that
I'm
you don't
saying-
think they did any of this stuff?
No,
Michael Jackson is the
No.
only one where you're like, eh.
No.
You don't think that Bill Cosby raped?
I'm not even done talking.
Okay.
I'm just saying, relax.
All right, go
I haven't
on.
even started.
All right,
I'm
listening.
saying that what do all 3 of them have in common? All 3 of them have in common is they've been accused of the worst possible shit. Bill Cosby, 50 rape, not just rape, 50 rapes.
Right.
And then Michael Jackson, not just one incident, fucking decades of incidents.
Yes.
And then OJ, the worst slaying, and fuck Charles Manson.
Right.
Dude, that shit got sliced up, and then Ronald Goldman that was a serious murder. OJ, you know what all 3 of them have in common?
Black.
They all got off. They all got off. Like, how did they get off? They're connected. How do all the Vatican priests and all that? You know the guy in Australia? Check this out. The guy in Australia, there's a big cardinal.
Yeah, right now.
Guess what? I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
Nothing happens to him. They tell him, that's it, like, you're going to have to run through the shit, make it look like you're going down, but guess what? When it's all said and done, acquitted. And then it's news for a week, and then it's
Yeah. Well, that was the whole theory.
You gotta run. I think they make him. I think Bill Cosby, OJ. I don't know. OJ could have went 3 different ways. He could have been the killer. I don't know. Could have been his son, or that's a theory. There's a documentary on it, and it could have been. Another theory was that OJ hired a guy to rob her jewelry that was his, and he paid him. And some guy, he's like a serial killer, hired for. He was supposed to rob her, but Ron Goldman or whatever was
Stopped
there.
it.
And then it was like a
Shit just got weird.
Yeah, shit got weird. It could be that. It could be that or a son, because the son conspiracy theory, that's a deep one. You gotta watch that one. OJ, the untold story. Watch that angle. And then, of course, he did it. I think 100% he knew what was going on. You watch that Netflix documentary about Robert Kardashian's bag, about the bag.
Yeah.
When you know, that's an example. You know, that's what made me. That was the censure. That was the censure right there. Watching that documentary, the fact that Robert Kardashian was on video with that bag, that Louis Vuitton bag filled with shit.
Yeah.
They caught him on camera walking out of OJ's house while OJ was being arrested, and they saw him like just walk away. And he never they never asked him for it. It was never brought in as evidence or anything. You know what that tells me?
Right.
We just got to get through this goddamn trial. It's going to be a media circus. It's going to be ugly. You ready for it? It's going to be ugly. Just keep your head down. Just keep moving forward. And what happens?
It's almost like a blood sacrifice.
You just get through. It's you. Something happened. Something happened, and he just said, "Hey, you guys got to get me the fuck out."
There is something about when somebody dies.
And Michael Jackson, are you kidding me? Michael Jackson's like, motherfucker, Walt Disney and shit. He got all them kids. How come I can't have kids? You know what I mean? Everybody around Michael Jackson was so confident, he didn't give a fuck. He was young and was already with little boys. Young. He was with early Michael Jackson, 1974, 1976 Michael Jackson was already with kids.
Yeah.
He was with kids all the time. That was Michael. He was the dude at Studio 54 where he was hanging out with all the divas. All like the Liza Minnelli and shit. He wasn't hanging out upstairs partying with everybody. That's what people said. Well, Michael Jackson, he was hanging out with the chicks, like the
fag gags,
Barbara Streisand and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
He and he was. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I don't give a fuck. You know what? No one cares about the kids. No, people are acting like they care about the kids.
Yeah.
When you bring up Sandy Hook, oh, there was 20 kids. Like, listen, it could have been 20 fucking gorillas. It didn't fucking matter. You look into shit. Shit happens. It looked kind of fishy. There was a drill going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So there's all these false flags going on everywhere, and all of a sudden CNN's reporting on it. So you already gotta go. What is CNN putting on? Oh, CNN's putting it on. So whatever they're saying. So already, based on all the lies that are coming from CNN and all the Operation fucking Northwoods and all these false flags and 9/11 and Tower 7, of course, when you see an incident like Sandy Hook, whether it was, I don't know. It looks like when you look into it, there's a lot of fishy shit. There's nothing wrong with investigating. And the fact that there's people going after people questioning it, that's a sign right there. That lets you know, don't act like you care about these 20 kids. What about all the fucking kids in Iraq that you fucking killed? How about the 1 fucking million civilians that you fucking killed? Why don't you talk about that shit? And why don't you talk about the fucking, hey, do you know that if you look into it, there's tremendous evidence that there's a gigantic pedophile ring in Washington, D.C. It's gigantic. There's all this evidence. We don't have time to talk about it, but there's all this crazy evidence. And guess what? 800,000 to 1 million kids a year get kidnapped. And that's part of the whole pedophilia ring thing is they kidnap kids. And they put them, they torture, they kill them, they rape them, they put them into prostitution. That's what they do.
A lot of people think that the kids that are these homeless people that are so insane, they think they're part of that, that they use and abuse, and then they just chuck them out.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. That makes sense to me. They're going somewhere. So so it turns out there's 800,000 to 1 million kids get kidnapped, and most of them from Washington, D.C. I mean, how retarded do people have to be?
Why would you live with a kid in Washington,
D.C.?
that.
People are like, that's not true, that's not true. Instead of like, you know what, that's true? Motherfucker, that's true? Is that real true? Yeah. No, it's not true. Where'd you learn that, on YouTube? No. It's like denying, like that's the real problem. You're talking about some really odd, strange event that happened at Sandy Hook. People are questioning because there's a lot of, just the fact that you can get hammered for questioning. Listen, we're trying to figure out what happened. 20 kids died. We want to know what the fuck happened. Relax. We're trying to look into the truth. Don't you want the truth? The truth has already been told. The truth has already been told. Let it go.
Why did they do that?
Christ.
Why?
Because, there's some fucking racket going on. There's a racket going on. And so everyone's quiet about 1 million kids getting kidnapped a year. It's 1 million kids getting kidnapped, and you're talking about 20 kids that may or may have not died. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. there's some fishy ass shit.
That's why it's telling Tom to go up.
That's fishy ass shit.
Eddie, let me ask you something. Why do you think when people, if I go, do you think politicians are liars and corrupt? The percentage, what percentage do you think would say, yes, they're liars and corrupt? What percentage, right?
70%.
I would say you're
100.
way low, and I would say 100% of people,
Even my mom would say,
yeah,
corrupt.
that they're corrupt and full of shit. Yet they take these, on certain things, they take them at face value all the time.
Yep. I think that's massive.
They defend, like, I tell people, I do a joke about it. I'm like, you are defending people you don't even know. You are arguing with people on Facebook, with people who, your mother who brought you into this world, wiped your butt until you could do it yourself. You are arguing with her over Hillary and Trump. Two people you've never met, most likely will never meet, know no details of them unless of what they've wanted you to know. And most of that is PR bullshit. Yet, you fight tooth and nail because they got the same letter by the name. Right?
It's fascinating.
Because we have to
They
believe
defend them like defending all the information coming from NASA. Let's defend them. They've been so good to us. Yes, I do admit they faked them moon missions. I do admit that. But you know what? They got their shit together, and they really are looking for us. We're really trying to get to Mars, okay?
Yeah.
We're really trying to get to Mars, all right? It's gonna cost billions and billions, but we could do this. We're already getting her over, so we're gonna have fucking shopping malls in Mars before you know it. You know what? Basically, everything you see on TV is bullshit. 100%.
I'm in a relationship with a woman
I
I
didn't
care
think-
very much about. I come home, she watches television. I question whether I should be in this relationship anymore. She's watching CNN all the time. I love her with all my heart, man. But she can't stop watching because she thinks she's being informed. And you know, you gave me the best quote ever, that it's better, you know, what was the old saying? That's better to be uninformed than misinformed. And I can't agree with that more. It is better to fucking not know what's going on than not know what's really going on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's better to have I don't know what the fuck's going on, than be like, oh yeah, they're, you know, Syria's they're using chemicals on their people, and we have to go in there and save them. But even though our bombs kill more of them than Assad does, we're fighting for freedom. And though the wars never end.
Yeah, just like North Korea. Since the Korean War, how many countries has North Korea invaded? Versus how many countries have we invaded and killed?
We are the empire.
I think we've invaded at least 30 countries since then, and North Korea has invaded.
Define.
I don't even think North Korea is real.
We have special forces.
I'm beginning to think it's not real.
What?
I'm beginning to think it's not real. I don't know, man. There's something. It's like a prison acting camp. It's just a.
All those guys getting SAG vouchers.
Think about the mainstream timeline. All right.
Yeah.
Korea was run by Japan. Japan owned Korea.
Yes.
And then after World War II, Japan lost.
Yes.
So the United States took South Korea, and then North Korea went to the Soviets after World War II. This is mainstream shit. This isn't a conspiracy. This is what they tell you.
Yes.
Right?
This is in the
So
books.
then in the Korean War,
It's been tight.
so North Korea was taken over by the Soviets.
Yes.
And
By the way, everybody who got taken over by the Soviets got the shit end of the deal, right? East Germany, North Korea, they got all the shit stuff. The guys we took over, they got porn, anime, octopus fucking porn, right?
yeah, South Korea lucked out.
Yeah.
But North Korea, after World War II, got taken over by Russia, and it appeared to be just like super ultra Stalin. Like they decided, okay, we got this country. It's almost like the Soviets wanted to experiment. They put an Asian, a Korean looking dude. You know, there's a lot of Asian Russians. They took one of their guys who's Asian.
Go to Kazakhstan. You
put
go,
him
a Russian fucked an Asian and made these people.
Yeah, so
and they totally look like Russian
That
Asians.
was the first czar of North Korea. Super Russian, like super worship the ruler, the dictator, the tyrant. They just want to experiment, so they went crazy with it. And then they started fucking with South Korea, and then that's when the Korean War started. Again, this is all mainstream knowledge. And then we went in during the Korean War and made 18 cities disappear.
What?
That's mainstream.
Yep.
18 cities were leveled.
Firebomb.
Firebomb. So the Soviets they backed out, and then supposedly China took over, like governing it, but not really occupying it, but kind of just governing it, because the Soviets retreated. Okay, that's where it's kind of get weird. After the Korean War, now it's a weird That's when the weird North Korea started. Soviets leave.
Yeah.
Chinese are governing it.
Yeah.
And then it leads to what's going on today. Watch those films. There's something. It's almost like they need a country to distract everybody with. Oh, they're testing missiles. Like, motherfucker, there's not even nuclear bombs, motherfucker. So when you say that, like, you don't even have nuclear. It's a big TV show. You watch.
I know I've talked to people about that, Eddie, about how, like, in Japan, you know, you have these guys that leveled this. I mean, like, if you go on Mars, right? They tested the soil of Mars. I think were you telling me this?
Xenon 129.
Yeah, it's nuclear weaponry level uranium, right?
Weapons grade
radiation, right?
Weapons grade uranium.
Yes.
Well,
nobody lives on there, okay? Because there's this whole theory that it used to be something, and someone dropped a bomb the size of the Empire State Building on it. This is the theory,
Mars.
right? This is the theory, okay? In Japan, if you dropped a bomb on Hiroshima, you can't move right in there.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
For a lot, I mean, like, we're not even talking like Chernobyl. I mean, you go by Chernobyl, it took forever for people to move back there. After that, and that was just a fucking...
Depends on what information you take, but it turns out Chernobyl is fine, and it's always been fine. They just made everyone evacuate. You got to make it look dangerous. They sacrifice cities for that. If there's a nuclear plant that blows up, they got to make it's got to be dangerous, because isn't this the shit nuclear energy that causes radiation, and you got to move out. So everybody moves out. They sacrifice the city, but they really don't have to. They could just go right back in, and just like coal plants blow up. They blow up and people die, people melt, they blow up, then they put it back together, patch it up, reopen it, nobody moves out. You can do the same thing. This is the conspiracy theory about nuclear energy. That it's just used for fear. They try to figure it out, and the Manhattan Project, that's what it was all about, trying to figure out. The theory was, if you could split the atom inside of a bomb, oh my God, this bomb is going to be like 100 times more powerful than a regular conventional bomb. It was a theory. Yeah, we got to split the atom. Well, how are we going to split an atom inside of a bomb? Like, that was the whole thing. That was what the Manhattan Project was about. So they spent fucking $1 trillion on that shit, trying to figure it out. It was like a race, like the race to the moon. Same thing. It was a fake race to the moon. It was a fake race to making the ultimate weapon. And you know what? They couldn't figure it out. This is the conspiracy theory. And they say, yeah, we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They did destroy those cities, but they firebombed them just like they did every other city. But they pretended that it was nuclear bombs, and it wasn't. They never figured it out. It was a theory that never got figured out. And then they realized, we don't even have to fucking figure it out. People think it's real. It doesn't really matter.
It's so crazy.
I'm envisioning, hear me this out, a part Vice show, part Anthony Bourdain, maybe even part science, and they take Eddie Bravo around the world. Vice can get you into North Korea. They take you to places
I don't give
like,
a shit. I like the fact that they're fooling people. I think it's brilliant. I don't want to blow that shit. I want to join that shit. You just gotta
You're on your
stop
way.
fucking kids.
I like it.
You gotta stop fucking kids.
That's all I
and then
do
we gotta
once.
we gotta fire
Stop
some people in
fucking kids.
NASA. Because if I go to Illuminati, dude, there's some bullshit you guys gotta fix first. You gotta fix that motherfucker who keeps saying you destroy. He goes, he was one of the astronauts. They gotta
Do you think it's weird they never did an interview? Like never.
An astronaut, an astronaut of today.
Ever.
He goes, I would go to the moon in a nanosecond. He says this on video. I would go to the moon in a nanosecond, except that we destroyed all the technology, and it's been really painful trying to put it back together.
Unbelievable.
Like, who the fuck let that guy. How is that guy still alive? I would right away. I go. What you have to do is you have to make a hoax video that guy never worked for NASA. Really easy.
And
Get
kill him.
Mick West on the case.
Yeah.
He's the fucking
Suicide
master
him.
of that.
He needs a suicide.
No, he never existed. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Delete all his records.
Never
from NASA.
worked with
You
us.
got to make some debunking videos that guy is like that was a hoax video.
Didn't they
'Cause
do that
that's
with the CERN
you
guy?
You can't be saying you destroyed all the technology, and it was 6 missions. You
Is
would
it
think-
CERN or
You would
CERN?
think they destroyed. Okay, you destroyed one of. Okay, I get it. That's horrible. You destroyed all the data and all the telemetry data and all the raw audio and video footage for one mission. Thank God you did 5 other ones, right? Thank God. You destroyed all of them.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
with
they're
you.
all gone.
I'm with
They're all
you,
gone.
dude. It just
Like, you guys can't be talking about that shit. You got to keep that shit under. You can't talk about
on
that shit.
9/11, dude. The owner of the Twin Towers, Larry Weinstein is his name, or it's like Weinberg, Weinstein, something like that.
Silverstein, Larry Silverstein.
Larry Silverstein. He was there he had bought it like 6 months before. He was there every day, except that one day. He was not. That was the first day. Him and
It's
no one
beautiful.
in his family
It's beautiful.
went there.
You don't have to be good and everyone believes. You know what I mean? You could be. I think they get off on like the biggest, like the fact that they released 5 angles of Tower 7 going down. The fact that they didn't somehow get a hold of that video footage, like get fucking what's that dude Jason Bourne on the case.
Yeah.
Get dudes like that. There's plenty of dudes like that.
Oh, they are.
Exist.
The whole-
Those movies are based
Please
on
don't come to
real
my
people.
house.
Get 10 of those motherfuckers. Operation Destroy that fucking video. How did they love that shit? They gotta love that shit because they could have easily squashed that.
They love the fun.
They
But
got
I
so
also think that sometimes
They loved it.
they're so smart, but they're so busy and shit gets through the cracks. And they fuck up.
And
They're
they know-
these giant things that with a million
Yeah,
moving pieces.
maybe-
sometimes the
Maybe they
pieces
try
fall.
their best. They try their best, but they know when there's a fuck up, they're like, so what? What's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen. Nobody is going to jail.
Boston Massacre,
When
Boston
that's
Marathon.
the
What do you
cool-
think?
That's the cool thing about the Illuminati. Seriously, though.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Minus the kid fucking.
Yeah.
Get rid of
Minus the kid fucking.
that. Let's just assume they got rid of that.
Okay.
And they ask you to join the Illuminati. Dude, you're above the law. You can get away with murder.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I want to kill people and I'm a murderer. I love
You
my
want to
family.
get jumped in without the violence and the
No,
sexual
but
depravity.
You never know when you might have to kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That could come up. You know what I mean?
Are you? Is this kind of you're putting it out there?
Hey, stop fucking kids. No, the Satanism's cool. I like the Satanism. Can you imagine, dude? Going to
We've done a
Church of
couple
Satan.
episodes.
Going to Church of Satan. Can you imagine?
We've done a couple episodes on that.
Dude, can you
We
imagine?
talked about it.
Oh, do they probably play Slayer in church and it's not bad?
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, that's kind of.
I know something happened.
Oh, the Church of Satan would be fucking awesome.
Are we Church of Satan? Or are we?
The Satanic Temple.
Where's Satanic Temple?
That's cool. Being above the law, come on, motherfucker.
Come on.
Come
What are
on.
we, Steven Seagal?
Come on.
What are
Come
we,
on.
Steven Seagal.
Everybody wants to be friends with cops and
Eddie
shit.
Bravo
You know
is
what I mean?
above the
Oh, I don't
law.
want to be above the law. I want to pay for my crimes. I want to pay. Fuck that. You get in the Illuminati. Look at Bill Clinton. Oh my God, that guy's never going to jail. You know how much shit he's done?
How he's done a
Dude,
lot.
he's like, he don't give a fuck.
Fucked
He don't
everything,
give a
killed
fuck.
everybody.
Hillary's not going to jail.
Ever.
They probably told Hillary, man, we're gonna release a lot of fucking emails. Like, oh shit, you know nothing's gonna happen.
Oh,
she
shit.
probably was like, oh, it's gonna just nothing's gonna happen. So what?
Like
What
she's
what are
Spicoli.
you gonna go to jail?
Oh shit.
What are you gonna go to jail? Nobody's going to jail. There's no jail. No one went to jail for 9/11.
No.
No one's going to jail.
The only
for
dude that
9/11.
ever go to jail who was an elitist was Bernie Madoff, and the only reason he went to jail is because he ripped off rich people.
Yep.
If he ripped off poor people, he'd still be walking around. He ripped off rich people. And they knew something was up because his returns were the only ones that weren't ebbing and flowing with the market.
and he was giving them huge returns, and they were just, we love it.
How fun would it be brainwashing people? Think about it. That would be fucking fun. Oh my god.
Dude, have you ever looked
And then
into
you know
some
what?
of
And
this
then
shit?
you know what? You're one of those. You go in, you get in the Illuminati, and the people that are way on the other side. There's nothing you can say or do. You just fuck with them, but you give like the people that know. You give them like a little love. You leak a little info. You know what I mean? You leak a little-
You and I disagree on Alex Jones. I think that's what he does.
Classify some shit. Let people know and shit.
I think that's why Alex Jones
And you know what?
does.
People can talk shit about Alex Jones, but you know what? I mean, Woodish. I think people he doesn't want. Listen, he talks about CNN being fake news.
Yeah.
He talks about the pedophilia scene that's engulfed the government. He talks about that all the time. How the fuck can he be a shill when he's trying to expose what's holding everything together? How could he be a shill? Because he doesn't talk about Israel? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like you know what? He starts talking about. He talks about North Korea, and you know how I feel about North Korea. I'm like, you know what? He's using North Korea as
This is
a
Islamic
way,
jihadist stuff.
as his way.
Anybody into fucking conspiracies or understanding the deep state, no, the Islamic jihadists is just bullshit. That we're bombing the fuck out of them, and they're just mostly defending themselves. That we're the back. When you say Islamic jihadists, when you're crying about Syrian refugees, now if he goes to me, hey dude, the UN put out something in 1990s, replacement population, in which they say they're going to replace the European population with fucking immigration, I would respect that. But when you're talking about Islamic jihadists, when you know they're on the payroll, that they're not the enemy, that's some fake shit.
But
I
listen,
question that.
But listen, I get it, but you got to remember what your agenda is. Everybody has a different agenda. There's 9/11 experts, and that's all they want to hear. And any other conspiracy theory, they shoot it down because they don't want it to discredit all the work they've done. And then there's JFK guy experts. They don't believe 9/11 because that'll discredit their JFK work. There's all these guys, and they think everybody who doesn't agree with them is a shill. But the fact is, everybody is. The more you're into something, that's your thing. Like maybe the whole Syrian thing or whatever, jihadist. That's your thing. To Alex Jones, his main thing is that America thrives. So if it means throwing, he knows that they're funding ISIS, and he knows. He was like, but you know what? I don't give a fuck about them. I'm gonna say whatever it takes to make us benefit. He might not even believe in North Korea and nuclear bombs, but what he'll say is he'll use that to manipulate something that's good for America. So people take that as he's a shill. But one thing's for certain,
There you go.
he
There you go.
brings up the glue that's holding all this, the whole globalist network, the elitists, the Illuminati. What's holding it all together is the children. And Alex Jones talks about that every day. So I'm like, he's talking about that. There's no way he's working for them. They would say, you don't need to talk about it.
I respect
You know
that.
what I mean? He talks about it all the time. That's the most taboo shit. That's the shit that everyone's being blackmailed on. That's why everyone's corrupt.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's keeping their mouth
Yeah.
shut. That's why everyone's doing
Yeah.
diabolical shit.
Yeah.
That's why the media is
Yeah.
nothing but lies and fake. They're all in on it, and they're trying to, and he's bringing it up all the time. So just because he's not bringing up Israel all the goddamn time, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's protecting the Jews. You know what happens is we're all indoctrinated to believe that if you start talking about Jews, that you're anti-Semitic, and then that fucks up all his shit. His shit
No,
is
I get
trying
that.
to get
I didn't
America
say anything
right.
about
Because
that.
he doesn't,
I fight
why even bring up
anti-Semitism
the whole?
on this shit.
There's flat Earth guys that were all into the you can consider them Holocaust deniers, but they won't bring up the Holocaust shit when they're trying to push flat Earth. Why not? Why don't you start with the Holocaust denier shit? You know why? Because you can't start with that because you'll lose everybody.
Yeah.
You gotta wait. You want to sell flat Earth? You better not start with the fucking Holocaust denier shit. You shut the fuck up about that. So people don't realize that they're all in their own
Well, you
world,
say that
calling
about-
each other a shill when there's the shills are obvious out there. They're obvious. And Alex Jones is not saying shill shit. He's not saying, he's every day bringing different people who are working on breaking down the pedophilia network that's holding everything together, that everyone's being blackmailed by. Alex Jones is talking about that every day. If he was working for them, it was like, we don't need to be talking about that, motherfucker. Talk about some fucking tax
That is
shit.
a valid
Talk
point.
about some tax shit. How we're stealing this and how we're stealing that. Don't fucking bring up the kid shit.
I got
That's
you.
the deepest shit of all. He brings it up all the time. So that tells me, and I know Alex. I know if he was a paid shill, he would be like a double agent to me because I've hung out with him. I partied with him. Spent a weekend in Vegas with him, in Austin with him. Hung out with him. He's the exact same person. When you see, he's the exact same person. He'd sit here and talk about the same thing. He doesn't use teleprompters. Alex Jones, people are fucking jealous of him. That's what's going on. They're jealous. He is a little bit crazy. He is. He said he goes fucking wild and crazy, and then they edit that shit together to make him look like a loon, and it works. People go, oh, he's a loon. Because they do it all the time. Just like the thing when you said, hey, dude, Alex. It says that Alex Jones is saying that the headline was NASA denies InfoWars claim that there's a child traffic colony on Mars. That's what the mainstream media said, but it didn't go down like that. I actually listened to it, knew this was coming. I was like, oh, this is what they're gonna say tomorrow. He had some ex-CIA whistleblower guy talking about the pedophilia network that's going on. He went deep, and you're thinking he's real, and then he says, the rumor is that there's a pedophilia network in Mars where they're colonizing with the kids. And then right there, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's a plant. He's here to fuck shit up. They're gonna use that. And Alex goes, well, I don't know anything about that. I talk about things that we can prove, and that we can prove, you know, that this guy did it. We can prove that. I'm talking about things we can prove. He's wasn't even entertaining that. This guy, this guest via phone, ex-CIA whistleblower. And then Alex Jones, once the headline came out that NASA had to make a public statement denying InfoWars claims. Come on, man. So you can't trust shit they say. Like CNN is brilliant, and I want to work for him. I want to add stories. I have plenty of fucking stories.
Eddie
Better
Bravo. Eddie, just because it's getting late here, any final thoughts on the show? This is the most Eddie Bravo episode we've done. I've loved it. I love just having your stream of consciousness on the show. You're a big part of why the show's doing really well. We always appreciate you having you on and being part of Comedy Chaos on July 25th in the main room at the Comedy Store. Final thoughts, Eddie. Tell them about your album real quick, your visual album, and then we're gonna wrap it up live from the Comedy Store.
Did I mention that I played music growing up?
Yes.
Yeah. Never stopped making music. Got into jiu-jitsu and got obsessed with it, but I never stopped making music. Never. And not even today. I'm still making music today. And it took me a long goddamn time, but I finally put together an album. It consists of 3 different bands that I put together over the last 10 years, and it's 15 songs. And all the music, all the songs are cut to movies, like my favorite movies. Like there's 15 songs, and there's like basically 13 movies, a documentary, and then 2 documentaries.
How long is it?
About an hour and 13 minutes, but every song is cut to, like, one's cut to Enter the Dragon, one's cut to Scarface.
Oh, I love
One's
it.
cut to 300.
Where can we find this?
Natural Born Killers. You just go on YouTube. It's free, you know, because the videos, I'm not trying to make any money off.
Yeah.
This is just a free album. It's something that you could put on while you're hanging out with your friends, smoking some weed. You could just put it on the screen. It's not like a movie you have to pay attention to, because it's like Enter the Dragon as a music video, so you could just watch it.
I love it.
Talk to your buddies. You have music going on. Talk to your buddies. It's something that you could just.
What's the name of the album?
It's called Mix Flick of Death and Devotion, because it's kind of like a mixtape, but it's visual. It's like a concept album. The Crow, Natural Born Killers, The Shining, Moon, just all my favorite. Memento.
Love it.
Memento. And you can just find it on YouTube. Mix Flick of Death and Devotion. It's free on YouTube.
I love you, Eddie Bravo. I love your
Thank you.
stream of consciousness. I could have a talks with you forever. Final thoughts, Ryan. We had all this stuff, and at some point we're gonna let Eddie go, and it was awesome.
We're in the bunker.
We want to have you back on again whenever you can. I know you're super busy, but whenever you can come back on, you are always welcome.
Hell yeah.
Anytime you want to talk. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Eddie.
It's been a pleasure. Comedy Store. Guys, go check out our sponsor, Dream Donuts. Go to YouTube, go on Twitter, Dream Donuts. They're like the premier donut truck company in Los Angeles. Check them out. The shirts are coming out next week. We're going to have shirts. We want to make an Eddie Bravo conspiracy theory shirt. Can we work on that?
Hell yeah.
We'll split it, go half and half. You get half, we'll make it happen.
Let's do it. What could it be? Like the? Have you have any ideas?
He has an idea about you remember the old pizza guy that delivers? We wanted to make it you, looking like you, delivering pizza, but it's a flat earth. Deliver like the old pizza.
And then I'm delivering a pizza to a motel, and there's like a porno being filmed.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm the pizza guy.
Yeah, and there's a fucking flat earth in your hand.
And there's a porno going on.
Yeah. We'll work on it, dude. We'll make it happen. We'll figure something out.
All of our fans that are artists out there, make that happen.
We're gonna make it happen, dude. So this has been, guys. Go on Twitter. It's Mad Hatter 39ers. Okay, because I can't get into the old account. That's Mad Hatter 39ers. That's the Twitter. We got Tinfoil Hat Pod on Instagram. And now you guys keep hitting me up about getting Eddie back on. You want to get this guy on? You have to email us. Don't tweet me. I'm going to not pay attention to that because I got a million things going on. Email us at tinfoilhatpod@gmail.com. Send us links to guys you want to get on the show. This is your show, man. We love the discussion. We want to interview anybody. We'll interview anybody as long as there's, we believe they're legit.
Did you guys interview Eric Dubé?
Not yet. We'll have them up. Dude, we've just been avalanching of a million fucking people. And we're just it's been going amazing. We've been on this fat run, and it's because of you guys that everything's been working out. So one more time, Eddie Bravo, I love you with all my heart. Thank you for coming on. I'll see you on the 25th, and we'll do this very soon.
Oh,
dude.
shit.
All right, dude.
Thank you, man.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Tinfoil hat.